Hello students. So today we are going to discuss about Lorentz series in complex analysis. So to save the timing, already I have written the statement. A function f of z is analytic in the ring shaped region D bounded by the two concentric circles C1 and C2 with center at point A and radii ρ1 and ρ2, where ρ2 lies in between ρ1 and ρ2 0. So let z be any point in the region D, then f of z is equal to summation generating from 0 to infinity an z minus a raised to n plus summation generating from 0 to infinity bn z minus a raised to minus n, where an value is 1 divided by 2 pi integration of c1 f of w divided by w minus a raised to n plus 1 into dw, and bn is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi integration of c2 w minus a raised to n minus 1 f of w into dw. Now I will prove the theorem. So now write down. Proof. So let us draw a ring shaped region D. So this is a ring shaped region D, concentric circles C1 and C2 whose center is at point A, and radii, this is the first radii ρ1, this is the second radii ρ2, and let z be any point in the region. If you draw, let us say this is equal to this r. So now here I will take, write down, let z be any point in the region D. Let z be any point in the ring shaped region D. Let z be any point in the ring shaped region D with circles C1 and C2 bounded by the circles C1 and C2. That is, C1 is equal C1 mod w minus a is equal to ρ1, and C2 mod w minus a is equal to ρ2. And now here I will write it as, now by Cauchy's integral formula for doubly integrated, doubly bounded connected region. Now by Cauchy's integral formula for doubly connected region. So what is formula? F of z is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi I into bracket, this is common, I have written f of w divided by w minus z into dw minus integration of c2 f of w divided by w minus z into dw. So let z be any point in a ring shaped region D with concentric circles C1 and C2 whose radii is ρ1 and ρ2 and center is at point A. Then by Cauchy's integral formula for doubly connected region is given by 1 divided by 2 pi integration of C1 f of w divided by w minus z into dw minus integration of C2 f of w divided by w minus z into dw. Now let us say this is equation number 1. Now our job is to find the value for 1 divided by w minus z. This is the first part of the theorem, and minus 1 divided by w minus z is the second part of the theorem. So now first I will write the first part of the theorem, that is we have to find the value for 1 divided by w minus z is equal to. So this is 1 divided by w minus z. We can also write it as w minus a minus z minus a also. So here you can take w minus a common, 1 divided by, if you take w minus a outside, here we are left with 1 minus, and in the second term we can write it as z minus a divided by w minus a. Transpose this term in numerator. If you transpose in numerator, what you will get? 1 divided by w minus a as it is, and this is 1 minus z minus a divided by w minus a raised to minus 1. Now, by using the formula 1 minus k raised to minus 1. So, 1 minus k raised to minus 1 is equal to 1 plus k square plus and so on to plus k raised to n minus 1 plus k raised to n into 1 divided by 1 minus k. So, this is the formula for 1 minus k raised to minus 1. Just only in place of k, we have z minus a divided by w minus a. So, we can write it as 1 divided by w minus a into bracket 1 plus the value of k is z minus a divided by w minus a plus z minus a divided by w minus a whole square plus and so on plus z minus a divided by w minus a raised to n minus 1 plus z minus a divided by w minus a raised to n into 1 divided by 1 minus z minus a divided by w minus a. So, this is by using this formula. Only in place of k we have z minus a divided by w minus a. Now, each term of the bracket is multiplied with w minus a, 1 divided by w minus a. So, what you will get? This is equal to 1 divided by w minus a into 1 is 1 divided by w minus a plus second term if you multiply z minus a divided by w minus a whole square. W minus a into w minus a is w minus a whole square plus third term z minus a whole square divided by w minus a whole cube. This is w minus a raised to 2 into w minus a raised to 3 plus and so on plus. If you multiply you will get z minus a raised to n minus 1 divided by w minus a raised to n minus 1 and w minus a raised to plus 1 means plus 1 and minus 1 get cancelled. We are left with only w minus a raised to n plus next term is z minus a raised to n divided by w minus a raised to n. I will write as it is 1 divided by. If we take here LCM is w minus a and by using cross product 1 into w minus a is that is w minus a minus z is minus z minus into minus a is plus a and LCM is w minus a where minus a and plus a get cancelled. We are left with w minus z. So that is w minus z and this denominator w minus a and multiplying it 1 divided by w minus a both get cancelled. So we are left with 1 divided by w minus z. So this is the value for 1 divided by w minus z. But from equation 1, what is the required term? From equation 1, the required term is 1 divided by 2 pi I. That is 1 divided by 2 pi I integration of C1 f of w divided by w minus z into dw. So except this 1 divided by w minus z, the excess term is 1 divided by 2 pi I integration of C1 f of w and dw. You have to apply to each term of the right hand side. So that what you will get 1 divided by 2 pi I integration of C1. For the first term if you apply you will get f of w divided by w minus a into dw plus. Now second term that is 1 divided by 2 pi I integration of C1 f of w into dw divided by. So here z minus a I will write it outside and then divided by w minus a whole square. This is divided by w minus a whole square plus and so on plus. Now apply for the n minus 1th term. So 1 divided by 2 pi I integration of C1. This is z minus a raised to n minus 1 and then f of w divided by denominator term is w minus a raised to n into dw plus then after multiplying with 1 divided by after applying 1 divided by 2 pi integration of C1 f of w into dw to the last term I will write it as Rn and I will write here where Rn is equal to what is Rn here z minus a raised to n divided by 2 pi I integration of C1 f of w divided by w minus a raised to n into w minus z. So this is the term, this is the last term here, that is you have to multiply continuation. This is the next part. The next part means you have to multiply 1 divided by 2 pi integration of C1 and f of w into dw to the last term. So this is the value for Rn. Now by using Taylor's series, this term briefly we can write it as, so left hand side is 1 divided by 2 pi I integration of C1 f of w divided by w minus z into dw, and this is equal to, so up to this we can write it as summation n running from, I will write it as k running from 0 to n minus 1, then a n or a k z minus a raised to k, plus this is Rn. So this is, I have written only n minus 1 is replaced by k. If n minus 1 is replaced by k, then what you will get? So this is equal to ak z minus a raised to k, here you will get z minus a raised to k, and then divided by, sorry, ak value is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi integration of C1 f of w divided by w minus a raised to n into dw, where n value is equal to k plus 1. So here I will write, since ak is equal to, what is the value for ak? 1 divided by 2 pi I integration of C1 f of w divided by w minus a raised to n minus 1 value I have taken it as k, then n value is equal to here k plus 1 into dw, and therefore this is, as n tends to infinity, taking limit as n tends to infinity, taking limit as n tends to infinity, Rn tends to 0, and this limit becomes 0 to, that I will write here. So this is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi I integration of C1 f of w divided by w minus z into dw is equal to, so as n tends to infinity, this becomes k running from 0 to infinity, and this is ak. In spite of n minus 1, as n tends to infinity, we will get infinity. If you put n is equal to infinity, then ak z minus a raised to k plus Rn value is equal to 0 as n tends to infinity, and this one I have shown in the Taylor's theorem, that is mod Rn tends to 0. So this is the first part of the equation 1, and I will write it as equation number 2. Now similarly, from equation 1, what is the second part? From equation 1, the second part is equal to minus 1 divided by w minus z. From the first equation, the second part, minus 1 divided by w minus z, and this one you can write it as, due to minus sign I will write here, or minus into minus z is plus z, means first you will get z term and then you will get minus term. Minus into w is minus w, minus into w is minus w, minus into minus a is plus a, and this minus a get cancelled. And here you can take z minus a outside, that is z minus a, if you take common, what you will get? 1 minus w minus a divided by z minus a. Here we are left with 1 minus w minus a divided by z minus a, transposing numerator, similar to the first part. So this is equal to 1 divided by z minus a into 1 minus w minus a divided by z minus a raised to minus 1. Again, by using 1 minus k raised to minus 1 formula, we can write it as 1 minus z minus a into bracket 1 plus, this is the value for k, so that is w minus a divided by z minus a plus w minus a divided by z minus a whole square plus and so on, plus w minus a raised to n minus 1 divided by z minus a raised to n minus 1 plus w minus a raised to n divided by z minus a raised to n into bracket 1 divided by 1 minus w minus a divided by z minus a. So this is by using 1 minus k raised to minus 1 formula, and this formula I have written in the first part of this theorem. So by using that formula, now our job is to multiply each term of the bracket with 1 divided by z minus a. And if you multiply with 1 divided by z minus a, what you will get? So left hand side 1 divided by minus 1 divided by w minus z. 1 divided by z minus a into 1 is 1 divided by z minus a. Multiplying to the second term plus w minus a divided by z minus a whole square. This z minus a into z minus a, z minus a whole square. Plus and so on, plus. If you multiply here, you will get w minus a raised to n minus 1 divided by z minus a raised to n minus 1, and this z minus a raised to plus 1 means plus 1 and minus 1 get cancelled. Z minus a raised to n plus. Then last term, first I will write w minus a raised to n divided by z minus a raised to n as it is. And here if you take LCM is z minus a, and that is LCM is z minus a. By using cross product, z minus a into 1 is z minus a, minus into w is minus w, minus into minus a is plus a. Both the terms get cancelled. Here we are left with z minus w divided by this z minus a and multiplied with 1 divided by z minus a means this z minus a and this z minus a LCM get cancelled. So we are left with this one. And now what is the second part of the equation 1? Actually the second part of the equation 1 is 1 divided by 2 pi I integration C2 f of w divided by w minus z into dw with minus sign. And this is equal to, so this minus sign is covered here, except minus and 1 divided by w minus z. What is the new term? 1 divided by 2 pi I integration of C2 f of w into dw. This is the new part here. So you have to apply to each of the right hand side term. Then what you will do? So if you apply to the first term, 1 divided by 2 pi I, I'll write z minus a outside only, integration of C2, and this is f of w into dw. This is the first part. Now multiplying to the second part, I will write here 1 divided by 2 pi I, denominator term is z minus a whole square, then integration of C2 w minus a into this f of w into dw. Continuing in the same way, and then plus n minus 1th term if you apply, what you will get? 1 divided by 2 pi I, denominator term is z minus a raised to n, integration of C2 w minus a raised to n minus 1 f of w into dw, and plus. Now if you multiply to the last term, I will write it as Rn, where Rn is equal to, multiplying with this one, that is 1 divided by 2 pi I into denominator term is z minus a raised to n, integration of C2 w minus a raised to n divided by z minus w into f of w into dw. So as usual, this is the extra term. So this extra term is multiplied to the right hand side. So this is the value for Rn. Now briefly, this above term, briefly we can write it as, by using Taylor's theorem, this term we can write it as minus 1 divided by 2 pi I integration of C2 f of w divided by w minus z into dw. This term I have written as it is, and this is equal to this term up to this, from this to this except Rn. This term briefly we can write it as summation k running from 1 to n only, 1 to n, because here power is n, that is bk z minus a raised to, if you transpose this n in numerator you will get minus n. So in spite of that is n, I will write here k. So this is the part, plus the last term is equal to Rn. So I will repeat it, z minus a raised to n, if you transpose in numerator you will get z minus a raised to minus n. N is replaced by k I have taken, so z minus a raised to minus k. Then the remaining term except the z minus a raised to n, whatever the remaining term is the value for bk. So I will write bk is equal to, what is bk? Where bk is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi I, this term is over, integration of c2 w minus a raised to n is replaced by k I have taken, so k minus 1 f of w into dw. So this is the value for bk. Now taking limit as n tends to infinity. So if you take n tends to infinity, we know that the value of Rn tends to 0. And after applying n tends to infinity, you will get. So this summation k running from 1 to n tends to infinity means this becomes summation k running from 1 to infinity, will get b k z minus a raised to minus k, and the value of Rn is equal to 0. So this is the value for minus 1 divided by 2 pi I integration of c2 f of w divided by w minus z into dw, and say this is equation number 3. Now from equation 2 and 3, equation 1 becomes, you have to substitute this value and the value from the equation number 2 in equation 1, what you will get. So if you substitute in equation 1, equation 1 is f of z is equal to, so I will write summation k running from 0 to infinity a k z minus a raised to k plus summation k running from 1 to infinity b k z minus a raised to minus k, and where k is now replacing k by n, replacing k by n, what you will get, summation n running from 0 to infinity a n z minus a raised to n plus summation n running from 1 to infinity b n z minus a raised to minus n, where a n is equal to, 1 divided by 2 pi I integration of c1 f of w divided by w minus a raised to n plus 1 into dw, and bn is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi I integration of c2 w minus a raised to n minus 1 f of w into dw. So this is the required Lorentz series. So just we have to find from the first part, find the value for 1 divided by z minus w minus z. From the second part, find the value for minus 1 divided by w minus z. Apply 1 divided by 2 pi integration of c1 f of w dw to the first part, 1 divided by 2 pi integration of c2 f of w into dw to the second part, and take the last term as Rn, but as n tends to infinity, the value of Rn tends to 0, and then substitute both the values in the equation 1, you will get the required Lorentz series. Thank you.